share genetic information with any third party without the patient's express consent.
Yeah, and I won't keep us too long. I know we got lots of things. The registries that I've dealt with haven't required any genetic, they don't even ask permission. So I encourage everybody to sign up for registries. I actually have been.
Yeah.
But the data or the actual genetic code, or the sequencing can be a little problematic. And what we did is we actually formed a private organization wholly funded by private donations, and you can donate your blood to us, and then we put a number on it and pass it on up the line for studies in myotonic dystrophy. But we're the only ones that know where that blood came from.
Okay.
And so even if they lost funding, only a number would go back to NIH or any, just in case, things. Because in the UK, there are 14 genetic disorders that a insurance company can, or the National Health can, demand that you submit your blood for. And there are parents that are being prosecuted if they don't avail themselves of enough health care, given their propensity or their possible genotype.
I think I know too where you're going with this as well, because it also becomes an issue, for example, in long-term disability insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to do long-term care insurance.
Insurance in general.
Yeah.
Anything like that, yeah, because the irony of it is you start to feel weak and you go, oh, I think I have something wrong with me. You go to the neurologist, and before you know it, he starts saying, oh, I think you have this, and you don't really even have major symptoms yet. They might be 10 years down the road, but yet you go and apply for long-term care insurance, and you go and apply for long-term disability, and you are denied both.
Yeah.
And here you are 20 years old, and you really haven't become weak yet.
Well, and even Gina, Gina protects you if you had the job, but it doesn't necessarily ensure that you'll be considered equally for a future job if too much data is floating around. So there is reason to be a little cautious or not be totally forthcoming, except for organizations like this. Go ahead and make your network, stay in touch with the researchers.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember too, none of these organizations are going to be able to contact you primarily. Most of the time, they're waiting for you to contact them. They're waiting for you to register. They're waiting for you to reach out, because there are some privacy issues with patients. So you'll see it all the time in MDA. I mean, how many times have you guys thought, 10 years ago especially, man, I wish I knew somebody that had my form of this. Or I wish I knew someone that was like me, and you contacted the MDA, or you tried to make a connection, and you got like this blank stare of, we can't release that information, that's private. And then you kind of were like, well, how do I meet people like me? And that's why, of course, we started the Speak Foundation to provide those resources. But that's true in the sense that the Jane Foundation or Limb-Girdle 2i Fund, they're not going to come out and say, hey, I heard you might have 2i. They really don't do that, do they?
No. I mean, patients have to come to us.
Yeah.
So, that's one reason we do a lot of making ourselves visible on social media and telling neurologists that we exist, just so we can make ourselves easier to find.
Right. Does anyone have any other questions that they want to ask? Those are very good questions, Chuck. Any other questions? If not, they're going to be available. Hurry probably is going back, but Brad will be here for the rest of the weekend. So you could most likely ask Brad any of those questions. We're going to break for lunch. We're going to go into groups again. If you want to try something different, there are some places in the hotel that you can eat at. Also back over to the food court area. I'm going to be going the outdoor way this time, so if a group wants to follow, outdoors, we can have a group that goes indoors over there. And then we're gonna be back at 1:30, and let me explain what's gonna happen there. 1:30-ish. Yeah, 1:45, yeah, I'm sorry. 1:45, the patients, those with the disabilities are gonna be meeting in this area. And then in the back of the room, we're gonna actually close and divide the room. And so it's gonna be a caregiver and parent and spousal session that will be in the very back. So we'll actually be split into two groups. So in this section, I'm so sorry, if you do not have a disability, you're not invited. No offense. But in that section back there, it's gonna be totally geared to caregiving issues. So that will be your opportunity too. All right, so we will see you after lunch. Thank you.
Okay.